Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I hope everyone is healthy and well today. Welcome, all my new supporters. Original video link will be down below in the description. Today we'll be reacting to a highly recommended video. I called it though. Did I not call this months ago? I said this was going to happen. I literally predicted this. Every single thing I've been predicting lately, it's been coming to life. It don't make no sense, man. I'm not bragging. I'm not happy about that, but I could just see it clear as day because the U.S. is so predictable. My gosh. Today we'll be reacting to, is the U.S. holding up the opening of the new border bridge? Didn't I say this was going to happen? Because Canada, they use their own money. They basically funded that bridge themselves. The U.S. did not help. So who are we to be like, hey, you can't open that? It's only because it comes to the U.S. So we have some type of, well, Trump has some type of say-so, I guess. But you're not opening it now. Even though Canada spent all this money, we had a deal and everything. This was supposed to happen, you know? Canada is supposed to make back some type of toll revenue and stuff like that in order to pay the bridge off and everything. It was supposed to work out. It had a plan. And you messing the plan up, bruh. Like, yo, oh my gosh. And not for nothing. Don't we need the money? Don't we need something? Bro, we got small businesses. Mom and pop shops, we got franchises losing mad money, losing out on stocks, losing employees because you can't pay them. Like, open the bridge. I told y'all this was going to happen. Like, I don't. This is.
The mayor of Windsor, Ontario, is pushing back against U.S. threats of the new international bridge in his city, saying it should not open until it's right for Canada. The Gordie Howe International Bridge connecting Windsor and Detroit.
Wait. Is the U.S. holding up? Oh, wait, okay.
Back against U.S. threats of the new international bridge in his city, saying it should not open until it's right for Canada. The Gordie Howe International Bridge connecting Windsor and Detroit was expected to open this spring, but earlier this year, U.S. President Donald Trump threatened to block its opening.
Are you kidding me, bro? Wait. Because I told you guys how I was finna drive to Canada, right? I was finna take a little trip, go upstate New York or Vermont, Basically just touring as many states as possible in my car until I got to Canada. Main destination was Canada, though. That's the main destination. We just gonna see a bunch of other places on the way there. But I love driving. I like the sceneries. So I didn't mind, going there, coming back. I'm gonna be spending the night at a couple hotels around the way, but it's cool, though. We chilling. I'm trying to get there to Canada. But like, it's boring. I want to bring my car as well. I don't want to have to fly out there, pay for transportation. Like, I want to be able to get to where I need to go, where I want to go. But I put that thing in the Google Maps. I'm out there in Canada. Look, I'm punching in Google Maps and I'm out there now. What? I'm using GPS in Canada now. I'm chilling. I'm in my vehicle, I'm in my vehicle. Man, that's beautiful. I'm driving to Canada. I'm driving to Canada this summer. This summer, I'm driving to Canada. You could think I'm lying. Let me know. DM me, please. DM me and let me know in the comments. Every single thing I will need. Just, I know what I need, but I want to make sure every single thing I need, because I'm driving now. I need to make sure that they will let me in this country and I can leave and go back home. I need to make sure I'm good. So let me know. Like, they have like a lawyer. I got a lawyer. I have my lawyer on the phone when I'm at the border, like just sitting on the phone. I got to do what I got to do, man. I'm trying to get there for my Canadians, baby. But I would have tried to go to as many states as possible. Now, Detroit is very close. If I actually happened to drive to Detroit, I was going to take this bridge, just to see what it was like. It's like, oh, I took the bridge too. I helped Canada. I paid a toll. This is going back towards the bridge. You telling me that it's not even opening up? Have you lost your mind? I got a plan here, bro, and you slow me down. I got a plan. It's already June. I'm trying to go this summer. I am driving to Canada this summer. I don't know why people think I'm playing. I don't know why people think I'm playing. Then I'm taking that plane. I'm going to the UK. You know what I'm saying?
But earlier this year, U.S. President Donald Trump threatened to block its opening unless Canada, which paid for the project in full, provides various concessions. Earlier this month, U.S. Ambassador to Canada said the opening remains one of the various irritants between both countries. Meanwhile, the Bridge Authority and Canadian government says its opening is tied to testing work. I'm joined now by the Mayor of Windsor, Drew Dilkens. Mayor Dilkens, good to see you again, sir. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, David.
This testing, is that the Americans doing the testing? Because if it is, that feels like something could get held up in customs for quite a bit of time. What do you know about that?
Well, it looks to me an awful lot like that's an excuse, because when I drive by the Canadian port of entry, and I've been by the U.S. port of entry, the pylons are gone and things look ready to open. And so I think that's just an excuse at this point to...
The bridge been ready to open for like a month. That last video we reacted to, they was like in the mix of creating, building the bridge and reconstructing it. But then we checked something else out and the bridge was finished. Like I was like looking at the updates and stuff. What was y'all building it overnight? Literally they had people working through the night or something, because man, this bridge was like built up and ready just like that. Now if I was the president, that honestly would have made me happy. Like, oh, whoop-de-doo. Oh, they must still rock with us a little bit. They decided to make the bridge. They gonna come from here to Detroit. Maybe we could do some type of business. Maybe this is the start of something. They still rock with us. Either way, it's gonna have to put something there. But I mean, I don't know. I would have just used anything to just make myself happy. Like, oh, Canada, they built the bridge. Let's open it. I don't understand. This would help us out as well. I'm thinking about all those poor people that had businesses and they got
Pylons are gone and things look ready to open. And so I think that's just an excuse at this point to keep the bridge closed until bright minds prevail.
To what end? I mean, how do you see this being used in any kind of a leverage play involving the broader trade negotiations and cross-border relations?
Well, it is right from the playbook of President Trump, where he cherry picks single issues and tries to leverage whatever he can to resolve single issues. So think of it in the context of our CUSMA USMCA trade agreement, where we deal with all of these issues in a very comprehensive way. Well, the president likes to pull off steel. He likes to pull off aluminum and have separate deals on those two particular industries. And he likes to hive those things off and leverage his position. In this particular case, perhaps the leverage request is put U.S. booze back on the shelves in liquor stores in Canada, or some other subset of issues. But at the end of the day, listen, no one wants this bridge open more than the mayor.
Bro, they spent all their money to build the bridge. And Canadians is finna come over to the U.S. and spend their money here. Bro, I think it's a win-win. We ain't even have to pay for it. It's like, oh my gosh, we always asking for like the most. Bro, we didn't even have to pay for the bridge, and they about to come over here. Spend that money. You're not really thinking like you're supposed to be a businessman. You're really thinking business.
The city of Windsor. I've been watching this back on the shelves in liquor stores in Canada, or some other subset of issues. But at the end of the day, listen, no one wants this bridge open more than the mayor and the city of Windsor. I've been watching this and part of this saga for the better part of 25 years since the conversation first began. But what I'm hearing...
25 years? You're disrespectful for cutting them off, bro. Hey, they've been talking about this for 25 years. Imagine talking about stuff for 25 years, and you can't open it now?
25 years since the conversation first began. But what I'm hearing, it makes me feel uncomfortable to say that we have to give in and capitulate to the United States to see this bridge open, a bridge that you recognized we paid for entirely, that we worked with the state of Michigan as partners to construct what needs to be constructed on the U.S. side of the port of entry and the connections to the I-75 interstate system. So no one wants a bad deal. I'm Canadian at heart. I don't want a bad deal. This bridge has never been opened. And frankly, it was built for two reasons. For redundancy after 9/11, well, it's built. It could open tomorrow if it needs to open. And it was built because we had a forward-looking review of the NAFTA trade agreement and increased demand on trade. Well, we know Donald Trump with his tariffs on Canada are just a tax to U.S. consumers, and trade is down. And so if we have to wait a few more months until the climate is better and we get a good deal for our country, I'm satisfied to do that.
Right. So, I mean, look, in the short...
Man, I literally said that, bro. He was going to use the bridge. I told you. I said, wait. I said the last video, whatever topic, the last video we did on this bridge, the most recent one, I literally said, Trump is going to wait until the bridge is finished being constructed, and he's going to use it to his leverage to get what he wants. You can't open the bridge yet, because there's some things we got. There's some problems. See, we got some issues. Why you ain't discussed the... Oh my gosh, that would have got me tight, bro. Why you ain't discussed the issues before we start constructing, before we start drawing the bridge, man? Oh my gosh, bro. That's wicked. That's wicked. That's wicked, bro. I told you. I would be like, no. Let's make sure it's cool, and let's have a written contract agreement. So when we finish constructing it, we can open it right away and start making our revenue back. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I told y'all he was going to do this.
Climate is better. We get a good deal for our country. I'm satisfied to do that.
Right. So, I mean, look, in the short term, there's, I guess, sort of the stranded costs, the sunk costs of having built a revenue-generating asset that you can't use because people would pay tolls to use the bridge. But there's a real opportunity cost in not opening up and getting expanded trade. So you say you'd rather keep it closed and wait for a good deal. What if a good deal is not coming? Because it's hard to see light in the window right now.
Well, listen, I think if we march, if we're just being sensible here, and that's a big if in any conversation with the other side of the border. But if we're being sensible, we know that the U.S. midterms are coming. We know Michigan is a swing state. We know Michigan, the state proper, is a partner in the construction of the Gordie Howe Bridge. In fact, David, 8,000 Michiganders helped build the U.S. side with U.S. steel and U.S. building products, the port of entry, their side of the bridge, and the Customs Plaza and other buildings. And so Michigan has a vested interest in this as well. And I can't imagine the president would want to march into midterms with this left unresolved. It would make no sense to me. But again, I go back to let sensible minds prevail. We're not seeing a lot.
And we used our materials, something that we desperately need right now. We're not getting it over Canada no more. And you still holding off? I didn't know that. I didn't know. We invested our own materials, bro. I didn't know that. That just really don't make no sense. It don't make no sense at all. It never did. I just said I was done pausing, but then he said that BS.
No sense to me. But again, I go back to let sensible minds prevail. We're not seeing a lot of sensibility at this point.
Well, someone who's usually a pretty sensible mind is Flavio Volpe, the president of the Automotive Parts Manufacturers Association. And he says, look, the bridge is an issue, but the bigger issue is what's on the trucks going across the bridge and how that is getting tariffed, right? So what do you need to see in negotiations that could give you and your community the confidence to go ahead with this opening? Because we've talked many times, Mayor Dilkens, about the hit from the auto tariffs on your city. What do you need to see here?
Yeah, I think it's been a difficult time for people in communities like mine, where we're the closest urban area to another urban area on the other side of the border, and we share the world's longest undefended border. I mean, we've built up our economies, our family life so closely because of the proximity to the United States. But no one in Canada wants a bad deal. And we see what's playing out in the United States. You see 3.8% inflation. You see the war in Iran driving up gas prices. I just think of the people who have to get in their F-150s and drive to the grocery store to buy hamburger that's extremely overpriced at this point in time.
Oh, you might as well do that. No, everything's overpriced, man. You tell me about it. I be hopping in a Honda. My baby is a gas guzzler. My baby is a gas guzzler for real. It got to the point ever since they shot the prices up. It got to, man, just throw a 20 in. Hit it at 25. I'm not filling up full no more, because as soon as I leave, it's a gas guzzler. I got a sports car, guys. This is the things that comes with having a sports car. I'm not saying it's a perk, because I don't really speed. But I guess it is a perk. Okay, yeah, I guess. You gotta pay. You can't run from them prices, though. What I can say is I'm glad my Honda takes regular. We are not tuned yet, so we don't need to rock with an E85 or nothing. It's straight up regular right now, so we're good. Throw a quick 20, 25 in and go on by today. I only fill up at a half a tank, So it's not that bad, actually. And it actually gets me to a full tank. But I know for sure, as soon as I get back home, yeah, bro, they gotta stop playing with the gas prices like this for real. Go play with something else.
And drive to the grocery store to buy hamburger that's extremely overpriced at this point in time, that this is all going to be a house of cards that plays out negatively on the president unless he makes other decisions. And unless he resolves some of these trade tensions, especially in auto, David, where we have built this economy together. We have built a marvelous trading relationship. It's an integration unlike any other between any other industry between Canada and the United States and Mexico as well. And so he needs to resolve these friction points, which don't need to exist. And because they do exist, they're actually hurting the American consumer. The price of a vehicle is now $50,000 on average. It's unheard of.
And I have seen that. I noticed that. I noticed that. I'll be looking at some of these vehicles like, I'm not, who paid $50,000 for that? That base model.
People who can't afford to buy vehicles unless they're taking
Facebook Marketplace, my peoples. I'm sorry to keep pausing. Facebook Marketplace. I found both of my vehicles on Facebook Marketplace. No damages, everything perfectly fine. You can find you a good vehicle. Both of my vehicles, the Jetta and the Honda, came around the same. The Jetta came with 74,000 miles and the Honda came with 67,000 miles. I just got to like 75 because your boy be whipping it, I'm about to put more on it when I go to Canada.
Hurting the American consumer. The price of a vehicle is now $50,000 on average. It's unheard of.
Get you a used
there
vehicle,
will be people who can't afford to buy vehicles unless they're taking 10-year loans. And so he needs to resolve this. He needs to do this before the midterms. Otherwise, he's going to be in a world of hurt in states like Michigan, which was a swing state for him in the last election.
No, look, it's pretty clear 14, 15 months into his term that the president's policy actions are often in direct conflict with his stated policy goals, right? And that's the contradiction we're in. And, Rick Snyder, the former Michigan governor, said one of the things Trump could do with this bridge is just not staff the customs on the other side of it. So it could be open, but there's a closed border at the other side of the bridge. I mean, are you worried that sort of like novel actions like this may come up?
Well, it's interesting because I went over to Detroit just 2 hours ago for a session with the mayor of Detroit and the governor of Michigan. And the governor was very explicit with the audience that she expects the Gordie Howe Bridge to open very soon. Mm-hmm. And so I take her at her word, and I'm hoping she has some intelligence and some insight that would allow that to be true. But, you just never know with Donald Trump. The sense and sensibility isn't there. We don't know what move he's going to make next.
Unpredictable.
But I know that the state of Michigan and actually
okay. Because I know I did say the U.S. is pretty predictable. I mean, I think the U.S. is pretty predictable overall. But when it comes to Trump alone, he's unpredictable. He's unpredictable for real. He be having us, middle of the day. Man. Saying whatever he feels. Definitely unpredictable. You don't know what type of mood he gonna wake up in. What's on his mind.
Don't know what move he's going to make next. But I know that the state of Michigan and actually crossing the border, that's what I was going to say, David, crossing the border through U.S. Customs. Yeah. The guy said, what do you do for work? I told him I was the mayor of Windsor, and he got into a whole conversation about how they do not have enough staff on the U.S. side to staff the Gordie Howe Bridge. This was from U.S. Customs and Border Patrol agent at the border. And so I know they have to figure that out, but it would boggle my mind if we built a nearly $7 billion bridge and we didn't have an operating agreement with a simple clause that said both parties agree to open and operate and staff the bridge, given 30, 60, or 90 days of completion, notice of completion of construction. It would shock me if that doesn't exist somewhere. Now, of course, we don't want to take the U.S. government to court to enforce our rights. We hope that bright minds will prevail, and I think there has to be a pathway here with President Trump to get this open. But what I'm hearing behind the scenes doesn't give me a lot of comfort at this point in time. Right. And as a Canadian, I don't want to accept a bad deal. We've been through a heck of a lot over 25 years to see this bridge constructed. It's fully built. It's ready to go. And I don't want to, go on bent knee to the United States to see this bridge open. We'll get by in the short term with the current infrastructure that's here, knowing that this will open one day and hopefully one day soon.
Well, Mayor Dilkens, that clause may well exist, but, CUSMA exists. And look at where we are.
Exactly.
It's whether it matters. All right. Windsor Mayor Drew Dilkens, always appreciate the time. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, David.
So, what if... I'm not even going to say that. I'm going to say that he'll eventually budge. It'd be great if you can have that bridge open now for the summer, right? Even Strac would literally spend his money on a toll and go through there. Like, got to. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully before the middle of the summer at least, because that's when I'm taking my trip, baby. Literally, I'm taking my trip in the middle of the summer. We're in June, so yeah, I'm thinking like maybe the middle of July. You see what I'm saying? Like the beginning, middle of July. Man, I hope the bridge is constructed. If not, I mean, I got another way to go. But man, goodness, I want to be able to experience this. We've been learning about this, educating ourselves. We've been keeping up to date, seeing the back ends and everything. I want to go on this bridge, because I know like the deeper things about it. It's gonna hit more like, man, this is the bridge right here. This little thing, it's gonna take us about 30 seconds to cross this, and you telling me it? I'm gonna be talking that ish in the car as I cross over if it opens. But Canada, there's one thing you can know is that you will definitely have somebody supporting you and paying those tolls. I have an easy pass too, so I guess that counts as paying the toll, right? Like I could go through the easy pass lane because I got my easy pass thing. That's still paying the toll, But okay, yeah. More convenient than waiting in the cash line for real. I just got the easy pass thing too. I'm ready, baby. Please share your honest thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. How do you feel about this, man? How do you feel about this? And we ain't got no trading business or nothing really going on. We need them trucks to cross some way, somehow. Can't keep doing it by plane. We losing money, man. Sooner or later, we're going to be losing more than we're making. The U.S. going to be known as a major country, a powerhouse country, now bankrupt. Now I'm dead. Like, oh my gosh. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications on. Follow my kick for the live streams down below in the description. Subscribe. Now, all my other YouTube channels down below in the description as well. Share your honest thoughts and opinions in the comments. And please flood my comment section with more videos for us to react to on a daily basis, man. I knew this was going to set me off. I called this. So when I seen the title, of course, my jaw dropped down to the ground. I couldn't wait to react to this. The first video of the day, too. Man, this got me amped up. I got to make some more videos because we got some other topics that I really want to react to and review. Some craziness going on right now in the world, man. And I got to keep up with it. Stay safe, my peoples. I love y'all, and I hope to catch y'all in the next reaction video. I hope you enjoyed this just as much as myself. You know what else I'm enjoying? Being able to cross the bridge.